Hello, in today's session we will see about selecting and manipulating polygonal primitive components. This is an extension of the last session. We couldn't cover much because of this time constraint. So here we will see some more of the selection methods. I will create a object. I'll add more subdivisions. Here we can see edges. In these edges, if we select the edges which are connected to each other or touching each other, is called an edge loop. For example, if I double click an edge, you can select the entire edge loop is getting connected. If I select an edge and select the edge which is parallel to it, which is not touching it or connected to it, by pressing shift and double clicking the parallel edge, you can see the edges are getting selected in this way. So this is called edge ring. This is called edge loop. This is called edge ring. We can select in this way. Otherwise, control right click, edge loop utilities, edge loop. Again, I can select an edge, control right click, edge ring utilities, edge ring. Other options we can see later. It is not necessary for this session. Now I have selected an edge loop. Now I want to select the vertices which are related to this edge loop. So I have to control right click two vertices. So when I click two vertices, now we can see the vertex which are sitting on that edge are getting selected. If I control right click and give two edges again, now you can see those edges which are connected to those vertices which were selected already will be selected. So now I'll click control right click two vertices. You can see now it is an entirely different selection. Again, control right click, if I give to faces, you can see there is more space getting selected. You can see here I am selecting this edge, control right click to faces. Those faces which are related to this vertex is getting selected. For example, if I select this edge, control right click to faces, we can see these two faces getting selected. So by selecting a single component, we can convert it to another component. For example, I can select a face, then I can select edges related to the face by this method. This is edge loop, this is edge ring, and again by control right clicking we can get two edges, two vertices, two faces. Other options we will see in the later class, right? So now I'll come here, I will select the loop from here to here. So how do I select? I have to select this edge over here. I have to select this edge by shift double click by using left mouse button. So this much of edge loop is getting selected. If I am double clicking a single edge, the whole loop will get selected. The same way we can select the ring. Select an edge, shift, double click till wherever you want the ring to happen. This much of space will be selected. So I'll go up something like this. Now again I'll select this. Now we have a uneven shape. Now I want to move this vertex here. I want to move this vertex over here. So how do I move? If I push in X direction, it is going in. If I try to move like this, it is not going to be perfect. If I go in side view also, I have to be very precise while selecting, otherwise it will go above or below the edge. So for this, we have something called constraint. So go to the tool setting, then under the transform constraint, we can select edge or surface. For example, if I select edge and move this vertex, you can see the vertex is moving along an edge, maybe this edge or this edge. It is not moving away from an edge. If I go with surface, it will move along this surface and it won't come beyond its point. We can see it is moving along the surface and we are not seeing any extra lines coming over here. These are helpful when we are working with the editing mode. When we want to edit in different ways, before that we should be able to select those components as we intend to. So we should have very good control over selecting the components and then we have to manipulate them. We have different types of snaps. Last class or before 2-3 sessions, we saw about grid snap by clicking over here. We'll see about some other types of snaps. I have a cube over here. I will create one more cube. I'll go in this angle. Now I am moving the cube up or down. When I click this button or press X, when I press X, you can see this icon getting selected. I'm pressing X and moving up. You can see it is moving every grid point. It is moving to every grid line. So we are not snapping to the grid point, we are just snapping to the grid line. X, we can see it is going up, and the right side we can see every 1 unit is getting increased or decreased. If I take the snap out and when I move, you can see the movement is happening in decimals. Okay, so what is this? What are those units whatever we are seeing here? Except that for rotation it will be degrees, so there won't be any change in the units. But for scaling and translate, we see some units, but we don't know what is that unit. Those units are by default centimeter. Quickly, if you want to see, you have to select this preferences. Normally it will be animation preferences. Go to settings. We can see under working units centimeter, degrees and 24 fps. You can convert into anything. We will stick with centimeter. If you want, depending on our survey data, we can change to any of those values. I'm not going to make any changes over here. So now we know every 1 unit is 1 centimeter. So here in this grid, from this line to this line it is 1 centimeter. From this line to this line it is 1 centimeter. So when we are pressing X, we can see our pivot is getting snapped to the grid points. There are other snaps, like for example, if I want to snap to a vertex, I will just press V and it got snapped. How do I see? So it is getting snapped inside. We can see this pivot got snapped to the vertex of the nearby object. I don't want this to happen. I want to move my pivot to this vertex. How do I move? I'll press D and I'll press V. Now the pivot got snapped to this vertex. Now I'll press V, come here. We can see our pivot got snapped to the vertex. Earlier we moved the pivot towards the nearby vertex. So I want to move it here by snapping to the vertex. So we can see it is snapping to all the vertices in the object. If I want to snap to the edge, I have to press C. Now we can see it is getting snapped to the edge. So here we can see it is getting snapped to the edge or curve. You can see over here. Here it is vertex snap. Others we will see later. Snap to projected center or view planes. So this is very interesting. Make selected object live. So we will see that in a different class. So for example, if I want to move this vertex alone, I'll select this vertex, or I'll select this edge, and I want this edge to be snapped to this vertex. I just have to press V, and sorry, why it is happening? Because in my translate edge constraint is on. Now I'll come here, I'll press V. You can see the edge pivot got snapped to this vertex. If I want to snap to this vertex, again I just have to press V and drag that gizmo further. So by using snap, by using constraints, and by selecting the components in few clicks, we can get better results. If you have any doubts, or if you are not getting the first time, please let us know. Comment below. We are there to help anytime, because we've been doing this for long time, or we repeatedly using these tools. You may be using it for the first time, so you may get confused. For you it may not come as others are doing. It is not an issue. When you do it once or twice, you will get the result. So nothing to worry. Things are going to be easy in coming classes. Please let us know if we can improve in any way. Your comments are most welcome. We are looking forward to that. Thanks for watching. Thank you. We'll see you in the next session.